him. I don't wanna hurt nobody. I just came to vibe. Tonight we ain't with no drama. Tell him take it outside.
Live from his apartment, it's the Serg Podcast with tonight's guests. Now, here's your host, Sergio Santana.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Serg Podcast. I'm your host, Serg, and my monologue is a little weak this week because my writing staff didn't write me any jokes at all. And when I say my writing staff, I'm talking about myself because I don't have one. I don't have that type of budget yet. I do have some contributors to the show, so can't complain. Drinking a Corona this week because I ain't scared. But yeah, I figured I might as well just do some crowd work. I figured I might as well do crowd work because, what's the point? What's the point? It's a thankless audience. Like, I have a thankless show. Like, I don't know what's happening. No one's telling me anything. I don't know. Like, you mean, like, I don't know, but I'm going to keep plugging away. But yeah, they have like an explosion this week in Beirut and stuff. We were talking about it off camera. And I still don't know what happened because I haven't watched the news. I've been blissfully ignorant this whole week, trying not to feed that I don't know, like that anxiety or that that hate or whatever. Like because when you go on social media, like that was they had that lady that pushed the old lady because she didn't want to wear a mask or something. Like I don't want to laugh because it's not funny, but it's funny. Like I don't know why. Like it's funny to me, and anybody laugh would be like it's just bad. I don't know, like why was like people are that bad. Like if you get to the point you're that mad, you just like pushing old people. Like you know what I mean? Like it's GTA. You know what I mean? Just getting them out the way. But yeah, man, it's been crazy, man. Trying to get my mind off. I did go out this week, so give it up to me because I did go somewhere. Thank you. And you're making it feel like it's an accomplishment. Actually, that feels good. Give it up to me. Cheers. But no, I mean, I went out and I went to the kid's second birthday party, my wife, and she wanted to spend time with me. But I felt bad. It was a kid's party, and I felt bad because I freaked out because I wanted to leave like after a little while. I don't want to get the corona. Like I don't want to get the corona, and it sounds crazy. I'm not saying anybody had it. Like I don't want anybody to feel some type of way, but it's just like that anxiety because I don't want to die. I don't want to die because I went to a kid's birthday party or whatever. Like that's the stupidest. That's stupid. I don't want to say I risked Rona to go to a kid's birthday party. Like we could have did this on Zoom. You know what I mean? You got some cake and stuff or whatever. I don't know. The kid doesn't even know. It's for the adults. Really, when you think about it, the kids don't know when they're little. They don't know. They don't even know what a birthday is. It's our fault. It's our fault. They know they have something every year, that they turn older every year. Otherwise they wouldn't know, or they probably would know because the other kids in school, they're probably like, such and such got a cake for Tuesday. It was their birthday. You'd be like, what? How old I am? Shut up. Yeah. I don't even know where that was going. That was terrible. All right. On that note, like I said, I was doing crowd work. I'm gonna do a impression myself the past few weeks. Just because I have somebody in the studio and I'm like, I mean, he's laughing now, but it took a couple takes. It did. This was what I've been doing all. I'm glad I got somebody to laugh because it's so hard. Like I'm like, just telling jokes to no one, and doing crowd work just staring. Just like, I was doing that for weeks, so it's good to get to this point. With that being said, we got a great show, so you guys should definitely want to stick around to the end. The interview's anything. Stick around, and let's get started.
In our top stories tonight, a dead man was found alive in the woods. You heard that right. Portland psychics are helping mariners find lost weed. A drug-smuggling cat escapes a high-security prison. SOS etched in the sand saves stranded mariners from an island. And a wild boar steals a laptop bag from a nude sunbather in Germany. I wish I made these stories up. We have some dope-ass guests tonight. We have comedian Darryl Charles, and we'll be speaking to him later on tonight about his comedy album that just got released. And we'll also be talking to hip-hop recording artist Navelle Hice. He's straight out Chester, PA, my hometown, so show love. And he has some dope music and some performances coming tonight, so stick around.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police, who investigate crime, and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
All right, what do we have here?
Report says at least 6 stab wounds. Last one was right to the face.
It's lipstick on this cigarette.
Pizza box, wine, sign of a struggle.
Probably a low-key take on rum. Huh. This window's closed, but it's not locked from the inside. In this neighborhood? Check the body out?
I was waiting for you.
Let's do it.
Blackmail.
Looks like nobody did it.
Nope.
You getting breakfast?
Yo, what you got the mask on in the crib? You think you could catch the Rona through the Zoom or something?
Yo, I gotta be safe, man. It's crazy up here in NYC.
I see, man. I thought you would have escaped and came back down here to the A or something.
Man, I tried. Flights is canceled. Everything shut down. I'm stuck in the crib.
Shoot. We should drop some music.
It's the heart of me, I gotta keep it real. You be lying in your verses, we can tell.
All I asked for was respect and my dignity. Yeah, now look at what they giving me.
It's the heart of me, I gotta keep it real. You be lying in your verses, we can tell.
All I asked for was respect and my dignity. Yeah, now look at what they giving me.
No days off with a mosaic law. Gotta perform, my grace ain't bought. Couldn't pay that cost, so I call up my cocaine boss. But he front that key, so my dead gon' grow 7 feet tall. Till it stand like Shaq and they dunk on me. Ironically, they see me as child with no guardian. They violate my dignity. My partners can't ride with me, ain't got time to catch no ticket. Young black man from Atlanta, cops just love to get in my business. I was just a kid in the maze, I was just a kid in the cage, huh? I was just a kid with a fade, huh? I was just a kid in the church, with church. I was with the kids on stage, huh? Everything I thought that I did that was right, really right, but it's wrong in the context. I was steady living life as a contest, till I finally took his life in the context.
Hold up, let me get it back. I'm back up in my bag, in my duffel. I became self-employed and start working all these doubles. Got the hustle from the struggle. Scuffles, I had a couple. Did it all from the muscle, they in trouble. And we used to cruise the city in them Crown Vics. Young, black, and successful, was looking out for township. Hoping now pull me over, even though I'm all legit. I can't be another statistic, I got too much to risk. RIP the nip, this my victory lap. It's like an x-ray in my spine, how they picture me back. Look, I'm physically tapped in, I came from the back end. And now I'm what's happening, y'all capping, I'm captain. Woo. In my city, they still call me chief, in them Chester streets. They got that Aretha Franklin respect for me. And plus Chester is a part of me, and art is all of me. Music pumping through my blood, I put art in artery. Pardon me, we all that, so fall back. Autumn leaves, if it ain't about my calling, tell me why you calling me. I ain't got no time for chit chat, I'm too driven. Whiplash, new drive, temp tags, this, that, get back.
It's the heart of me, I gotta keep it real. You be lying in your verses, we can tell.
All I asked for was respect and my dignity. Yeah, now look at what they giving me.
It's the heart of me, I gotta keep it real. You be lying in your verses, we can tell.
All I asked for was respect and my dignity. Yeah, now look at what they giving me.
And now it's time for Cooking with Zacarías. Bienvenidos This is Cooking con Zacaria, and me, I am your host, Zacaria. Today on a Cooking with Zacaria, we're gonna be making an American favorite. In Puerto Rican, we calling this Dame Mas, or in American, we calling Gimme S'mores. Well, today, we don't have a campfire or no sticks to burning these s'mores. So what we're gonna do today is using the oven. Primero, you're gonna wanna get yourself a little bit of pan. That's a short for Pamela. And if you know a Pamela, pues cuídate. Anyway, you're gonna grease in the pan really good with the pan, huh? Then you wanna get in the graham cracker. That's gonna be the base or foundation for the s'mores. After you get in your graham cracker nice and cracking up and spreading them out, then you're gonna put in the marshmallow and the chocolate. It's better if you're using the her cheese. Nothing like a him and his, but a her and she's. Y después, you wanna get in what we're calling the marshmallow. The marching and the mallowing. Okay, now you got in the her and the she, and then you got in the march and the mellow, and you're gonna put them side by side, because after we cook him up and it's a little melting and dripping all over the side, we're gonna mash them together and make a sandwich. Put him in the oven. Aha! Now, all you have to do is wait. Wepa! I like to do a little salsa dancing while I wait for my food to cook. It's called aerobics. That's what they call it when you're doing the salsa dance and they move. Chacho, papa, mira eso. Those mushrooms, they're ballooning up and looking like a kind of biscuit or something. And then you got the chocolate. It didn't do much but sweat. And I'm sweating right now, thinking about how good this Samora sandwich is gonna be. And just like that, you got a beautiful chocolate graham cracker marshmallow cookie sandwich. ¡Ay, Dios mío! ¡Qué rico! Be sure to follow me on all of the Instagrams and the YouTubes and the Snapchat, the Facebook, the TikTok, anything you want.
So we have a surprise interview tonight, and I wanted to keep it under wraps for security reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the POTUS himself, President Donald J. Trump. Thank you, Mr. President. And I understand. I totally agree. There's a lot of that going on right now.
Seriously.
But don't you think we can spread some of that as well? I'm not trying to be offensive or
very unfair.
Attacking you.
You're very unfair. You do a terrible impression.
Yeah, but
very unfair.
Well, don't you think that some of the questions are relevant that was
canceled,
Mr. President?
Executive order.
And we all
you're canceled. Just like TikTok, you're gone. The Surge podcast is gone.
Just vote.
Goodbye.
Whatever, please.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
It's just taking you through the mindset, man. Like, you hear this moment, like, dang, I know my life about to change. I know it's about to be a different journey.
Tune Squad.
Back up in my hometown, feel good to be home now. Tell me what I'm missing. I say that we on now, they say that it's going down. Everything is different. What's going on, what's going on, what's going on out here? It's like every time I'm there, I hear somebody got killed. It's like every time I'm there, I hear somebody got ill. It's like every time I'm there, it gets real. Hold up. I'm still praying for the peace, still praying for my peeps, still praying for the streets, still saying rest in peace.
Time for tonight's top stories, and the first story tonight is a dead man was found alive in the woods. It actually says dead man found in the woods, but he was actually found alive because they thought he was dead for like 5 years, and He actually was hiding out because I think somebody was trying to kill him or something. Apparently, this was in the UK or something. You can find the article if you look it up. It just caught me off guard because they said this man was dead man found alive in the woods, and I felt like they should change like the headline to say like happy man found in the woods, because he was obviously happy living alone for the past 5 years. He wasn't wearing a mask, I'll tell you that much. He was walking around. He came out here and they were like, you gotta put a mask on. He's like, what? I gotta do what? So yeah. So I don't know, man. I don't know how he survived. Sometimes with these stories, like I know more than I tell you guys, but you know, I could start putting links in the description, but I'm not. You got to Google it. It's so this one actually go on Reddit. There's a lot of stuff on Reddit. Portland psychics are helping mariners find their lost weed. This is hilarious, but it's also very helpful, and I wish there was more psychics like them. I mean, that's just basically, this is like a public service announcement, because I still have like nugs on the side of my car seat that I can't even, my hands are too big I can't reach in there to get them. I'm trying to get them. It's been like for like 2 years, 3 years. Yeah. Good thing they're decriminalizing it in a lot of places, because I don't know what I would do. Next story, since we're talking about drugs. Drug smuggling cat escaping a high security prison, and this is Siri Lanlan, which I don't know if I pronounced it right, but this is real, and I don't know how you would actually try to like lock up a cat, because cats are, you know, they're smooth and they're sneaky. You know, I don't know how they're gonna catch them now, because it's definitely out of Batman's jurisdiction. I'm pretty sure Siri Lanlan, and that's not in Gotham City. This story was pretty cool. This was about an SOS that was etched in the sand that some stranded mariners put, and it was in the islands and Micronesia. So it's not even like a really funny story. Some of the stories I share with you guys not about being funny. It's kind of amazing that this worked. You know, you see the movies all the time and everything. Because it didn't work for Tom Hanks, but you know, you probably been better off just hanging out with Wilson. You probably wouldn't have got COVID-19. But you know, I don't know if that. I don't know how I would handle that. I would probably eat a lot of coconuts, drink a lot of coconut juice. This guy, you probably have wild boars on a lot of these islands too. But this wild boar stole this guy's laptop bag he was a new sunbather, and it was in Germany. Everything in this headline just sounds like, you know, hashtags on Pornhub. You know, nude, laptop, wild boar. Oh, man. I don't know why I keep writing these jokes, but these stories keep popping up. And that is the top headlines this week. Now let's jump into the interviews.
My wife and I moved to Baltimore recently. Yeah. We're gentrifiers. I know. You don't think gentrifiers look like me. But they do. Hey. Tax bracket too big for the zip code. We out here, baby. Yeah. Yes. See, my wife works for a university, and they play the long game when it comes to gentrification. You know what I mean? So, like, in the 70s, they start buying property as people leave, and then they don't fill that up with people. And so after a while, you end up with blocks that just have vacant housing in them. And you know what leaves next? Retail establishments and grocery stores. Like, those go, and then people don't have jobs, and then you get a Republican president. And it doesn't really matter, but then crack shows up, and it just takes the bottom out of everything. Then you wait a couple more decades, and the place is just barren. And now the school owns a lot of the property, and they can patch it up wholesale and sell it to contractors who will build new homes and bring in the people that they wanted there in the first place. It's very sad, but 3 floors, 2 decks, all new construction. It is a lovely home. It's really very nice. It's really good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Darryl Charles.
Our first guest tonight is comedian Darryl Charles. His new comedy album, Black Gentrifier, is available on Apple Music, Google Play, Pandora, Spotify, and Amazon. Our first guest for tonight is comedian Darryl Charles. Give it up to Darryl. So
Darryl, let the fans know who you are. Well, my fans, and how long you been doing stand up.
I've been doing stand up for a while now. I think it's like 10 years, maybe 11. Yeah, you know, I do stand up, do improv, teach both. Try to make money any way I can. You know, my album came out, Black Gentrified came out in January, so that's cool. You should get it. It's available everywhere.
Is that your first album?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And so what came first? You say you did improv, you do improv too, and I know you do sketches and stuff. So did that come first or the stand up? Which one? And
Both at the same time, actually. I wanted to do stand up, like, you know, when I got the idea to do comedy, it was stand up. But then my girlfriend at the time was like, "Have you heard of improv?" Like, "Oh, you want to do comedy? Do you know what improv is?" And I was like, "Nah." So then she took me to a show, and then I was like, "Oh, cool." And then she ended up buying me my first improv class, which I started doing pretty much the same time I started hitting up open mics.
Okay, so that was in the comedy sports, right?
Yeah, yep, it was comedy sports.
Yeah. Because I know Philly doesn't really have like a lot of improv, or it didn't at that time. I don't think, right?
It didn't. No, at that time. I mean, Philly Improv Theater was around. I think it was like kind of just starting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was like kind of just starting. But yeah, it was. They weren't a lot, but you know, now it's a lot different, which is nice.
Yeah, because I know when I left to go to Florida, because I never did any like improv or anything like that. It was always stand up. And when I went to Florida, I went to Saks Comedy Lab. Like that was their thing, and it was the improv. So it was like kind of like adapt or go home. So yeah, I learned a lot from that though. It was fun. And what do you love more? You love the stand up more, or the improv? What do you think, or is it like just the same thing to you, or?
They're not the same. I think both of them help out each other, right? Like
I agree.
And you like them for different reasons, right? Stand up's great because it's just you and the crowd, and you get to, you know, die or live or die on your own stuff, right? And it's like, you know, all your thoughts and well thought out points and whatnot. But then improv is really selfish. Like it's just me and another person up there just being goofy, you know what I mean? And making scenes up, and you really get to like play around. Like I'm never going to be a pterodactyl in my stand up, but I might be one, you know what I mean? And doing improv. So that kind of looseness I think helps with stand up. And then also knowing where punchlines go, knowing how joke structure just works helps when you do improv.
Well, I think, I had Tommy Highland on a couple of weeks ago, or I think it was like, so he was saying, because he does improv too and sketches. So like, you know, having that dynamic when you have something go on stage, you kind of rely off each other. You have to bounce off of each other. So, because you use the word selfish, which I think is funny, because I think it's like not, you know, because you have to rely on each other a little bit.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's selfish because I'm only focused on the scene partner. I don't care if anybody's there. And I think that just comes from, I don't care about the audience, right? Like,
yeah, because you're stand-up. You just...
Stand-up, I care about the audience, right? Because
because
I'm telling jokes to them, and I need that feedback to know where I'm going. But with improv, I'm going off of my scene partner. So I don't have to worry about the audience.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
That's what I mean, yeah.
But even in that, like, do you feel like you could steal a show at any moment because you're a stand-up? You can literally take the crowd if you wanted to, but you don't focus on them at all, or how's that work?
I mean, well, I got to be a cocky comedian and be like, of course, I rock the crowd whenever I feel like it. But nah, I mean, when you learn improv, you learn when to get those moments, right? And you don't force it, right? You let them naturally occur. Like, if it falls on me, I'm gonna get it, right? Where, you know, if I'm not the funny person in the scene and I just got to be the regular person, you know how to serve it up to them, you know, to heighten the joke or extend the bit or whatever.
Yeah. No, it's dope. I love it. It does definitely enhance stand-up. I mean, I always did crowd work, but it just came into a dynamic of silliness of where you would take it. That's if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. Like I say it in my class all the time, but like when you're able to do improv and just kind of be off the cuff, and you might be a pterodactyl or whatever, it makes it very easy to just be a little more goofy, right? When you do stand up, like use your body or your face, which a lot of stand-ups don't do. A lot of it is just standing straight up and just delivering jokes. And it's like, you know, all your favorite comedians use their bodies. Everybody, you know, They all have a joke where they use the mic stand. They all got a joke where they jump. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of stuff because it just shows comfort up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, especially when you first start.
I think it shows comfort in just that animation, brings the joke to life, and that just makes
Yep.
those levels. You learn as you
Yep.
grow and mature in comedy too. So how'd you come up with the name for your album, Black Gentrifier?
Black Gentrifier. It was. I mean, I'm a black gentrifier. Is what happened. It was. I have a joke about it because my wife and I moved to a house that turns out someone wrote a book on our block because of the gentrification practices that took place, where they displaced the neighborhood in order to make these houses up. So when you find that out, you're like, damn, I'm on the wrong side of history here. But it's like, am I? I didn't do it. Like, I just showed up at a house that was, nicely priced.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that they threw out somebody's grandma. So it's a weird perspective, right? And so, and it's enough of a catchphrase. I'm not supposed to tell people that.
No, it is. That was the first thing that got me. So I was like, yeah. And I was looking at the cover. I was like, all right, yeah. I mean, I kind of like, okay, I get it. Quick. It was funny, and it makes a statement. That's I think that's what you're trying to do. Obviously, I think with comedy, you try to make a statement. I think anybody, you should, a good comic at least.
I mean, I think my favorite comedy typically makes a statement or says something, right? There's plenty of room for just flat out goofiness, right? That's always fun.
Yeah.
A good impersonation don't have to say something, right? It just could be a good impersonation. There's plenty of room for goofy stuff, and I'd like to say that there's some like goofy stuff on my album, but my favorite comedy is the comedy that like says a point, like you're gonna learn something and laugh.
Yeah. Appreciate that. So what was I gonna ask you? That was so your bio. I saw in your bio you it said they're based mostly out of Philadelphia. So what does that mean?
Well, no, I mean, like I started doing stand up in Philly. First place I ever did it was the Laugh House. Like,
Okay, nice. Yeah.
Philly dude all the way through. As far as comedy is concerned, I went there for college, whatever. But moved to Baltimore, where I live now. But still, most of my bookings out of Philly. So.
Yeah. I remember when I booked you the one time, you came out and you told me, I didn't even know until you showed up. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, I do this all the time to see that. That's whatever.
Yeah, it's like you go back and forth and like, try to string stuff together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you love doing comedy, I mean, you do insane things for sure.
Very true.
Yeah. So I know. And then the grind, you see who really kind of needs to do it. I guess that's the word I want to use. I don't want to say like is into it. No, you need to do it because you always see them out grinding doing stuff. And then other guys that, they do it every once in a while.
Right, they show up or whatever. I think that is a funny thing. Like, I still go to like mics. And I know a lot of comics who've been doing it who like don't do that no more. They only like debut material at shows. And it's like, I still love going to a mic. Like the especially at this point, right? There's like no pressure when you go. I'm not worried about being good, right? So you just get to completely wild out on stage in a bar that nobody cares, And so I still like that part. It's still cool to me.
Well, I think you have to still have the process, right? Like, I don't see how you really jump that process. I mean, you could sneak jokes into your set for sure.
Yeah, that's what people do, yeah.
Yeah, but to do a whole brand new, set, that's a whole
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that idea of like exploring an idea, right? Like completely like changing up the beginning of a joke. I wouldn't do that on like a club weekend. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
Right? Yeah. You do that at where it's like super low stakes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still do it. But I know plenty of people who like, nah, they'll write their jokes and they'll throw them in the middle of like a paid set. And I do that too, but yeah, my process requires me to just go up there and have absolutely nothing to talk about.
Well, it's working. It's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you find new stuff.
Yeah.
You waste one bar's time.
What's funny, because for me, I actually write that way. Like, I'll write backwards, if that makes sense. Like, I'll have these ideas I want to talk about, go up there and I just ramble, and then I find jokes later. I'll listen to it or whatever, and then I'll start pulling it. But everybody's process is different. That's the cool thing about it. It's like jazz. Everybody's own thing. But it all works, and we all need it, you know.
As long as they laugh at the end, who cares?
Yeah.
That's
Amen to that. Amen to that.
yeah. I remember learning that. I was like, I don't even know why they laughing like this. That's not the point. Like, you know, right? Like what you see somebody on stage, like that is weird. But all right, they killing.
Everybody has their own sense of humor. Yeah, because there's some people. Yeah, I watch. I'm like, it's not my brand of humor, but I can't hate on them.
Right.
You know, that's what they're. You know, they're killing it.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, take that time to like be humble and like learn from what they're doing. You don't have to do what they're doing, but like if they killing in a completely different way, you better take notes.
Exactly. I'm always a student. I think that's the greatest part about, like, I enjoy watching it as much as performing it. So you sitting there soaking it up too. You know, all these different techniques, and that's why I said jazz all day.
Yeah, man. I was just watching somebody special, and my wife was like, "Turn this off," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm doing homework."
Yeah, man. I love it. So how did you and the Layoff Boys get together?
The Layoff Kids. That's my boy. Yeah, that's all good. That's my boy James Heskey. We started together, and so throughout, you know, us doing comedy, we've done a couple things together. We had a podcast, and we that stopped, and then we started doing Which One Is Worse, which is a web series, and then Mikey Gleason, another friend of ours that does comedy, like we all met kind of around the same time. He is good with directing and cameras and editing, and so he was like, you know, if y'all ever think about doing sketches, he's like, let me know. And we were like, we will waste all of your time, sir. And so, you know, it became kind of fun. Like our process is like neat the way we work, and you know, it's funny because we all live in different states. Okay. So for us to like come together and like put something together, it makes it special, it makes it fun. And then
I love watching them. I've seen a couple of them before. I haven't seen any recent ones, but yeah, that, and I've never actually attended a live DTF. I know you do that. But
yeah, we used to.
Yeah, I know. And back when there used to be able to go outside.
In the before times.
Yeah. Pepperidge Farms remembers. But yeah, so you do it as a podcast now. So
yeah,
is it how like different is it? Like, it's, I mean, obviously the audience isn't there, but like, what changed about it from when you're doing it, from, you know, doing a live show?
I think the live show, I don't know. I think we are exploring that, right? Like at this point, like we used to doing the live show. The live show is very fun. It's audience interactive. We always bringing up people to like do stuff, and you know, people start scripting or whatever at the show, and you know, we'll go in depth in topics and whatnot, and it's always fun. But like now as a podcast, we still try to go in depth, but it's I mean, we are providing like news and like trying to have these, you know, neat conversations about sex and gender and health and stuff like that. So it's more of a conversation that, you know, we improvise our way in the bits, less than at the live show where, you know, then anything could happen.
I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, because I'm introduced to it more as a podcast. I mean, I was aware of it before, just never got a chance to see it, and I knew it had to be different because you have to make some type of, I guess, transition or adaptation to this new normal in some way. And
yeah, I mean, you know, especially when you think about the quality of things, right? Like, you know, like those fine points that something makes something look good as opposed to something just slapped together.
Yeah,
and you know. Yeah, we're still in the learning process, just getting it off his feet, you know. But who knows? Like maybe when everything goes back to normal, we still keep it as a podcast and then do live shows on top. Anything's possible, man.
Oh yeah, sky's the limit, absolutely. Especially now, I feel like they leveled the playing field for everybody, you know.
Right? It's like I got all this stuff. Why shouldn't I?
Look, you could be Batman. You got the Batman back.
Right? Hey.
All right. Well, what before I forget? Oh, your social media.
Oh yeah, I'm on most of the things. Twitter and Instagram at Darryl _. Please do that. You can go to darrylcomedy.com. That's DARRYL. Go to darrylcomedy.com. You'll see my dates. You'll see where you could buy Black Gentrifier. You'll see where you can stream it if you don't feel like giving me money for my art. You know.
Yeah, I know people like that.
It's all good. Please listen to it. If you stream it and you like it, share it with somebody. That's just as good as actually buying it.
Yeah. So you have some stand-up dates coming up? No, you made that. I'll just make it. I mean, you might have some outdoor ones. I don't know. People have been doing a lot.
Yeah, I did an outdoor one like a couple days ago. I don't know when the next one is. Every Sunday on Facebook and YouTube, we do Sucks to Be Quarantined. So that used to be Fergie's open mic, stand-up comedy Sundays. Sucks at Fergie's. Oh, that's what it used to be. Now it Sucks to Be Quarantined. No K and Sucks. And we go up there and have some fun and try to do new stuff every week and play around. Like it's a Zoom show, so it's not like an open mic, but we do our best to try to get that same feel.
Yeah. I did it actually like I think 2 weeks ago for the first time. That's the first show I ever did too.
Oh, nice.
I was in the second half, and I had my green screen, but I had my brick wall up, and I had like my mic stand, everything. I had my stool, so I was treating it like I was actually doing stand up for me. And then everybody's like, you're kind of like overdoing it. You over prepared. You don't have to do it.
I mean, hey, be as prepared as you want. I do think because Cat Mosley is the one who really like put it all together. I'm act like I say we. I mean them. Then I show up, but. But we've been doing it for the show's kind of evolved because I guess maybe it was like 3 weeks into it, like 4 weeks into it. I think the most recent one was like the 18th one.
Yeah.
Which is it because she keeps numbering them, you just realize how long this thing has gone on. But I think at that point, all the people who regularly will do the show are real relaxed about it now. You know what I mean? So every once in a while, I see plenty of people who will do it standing up, and I get that. I'm just lazy.
Well, I got that energy. I think that's
right.
What it is. Like I've even on the podcast, like I do a monologue, and at first I used to do it behind this virtual desk on my virtual set and everything. I'm like, I can't sit down and just do it. It just feels weird. Like I have to stand up. So I don't know. That's me. But,
I get it. No, I completely understand. It was like doing these jokes sitting down like in an office, like just looking like a light in my face or whatnot. When I actually went on Saturday to do like an outdoor show, and it felt fantastic, but there was a point where I was like, I don't even know if the jokes I do sitting down are gonna work. Like it's not the same place, So that was like exciting, but it's all jokes.
You were telling your jokes. Did you have your mask on?
No, I took the mask off. They did a good job. It was Lovable Monsters, Peggy and Ryan. They did a good job. It was like multiple mics, and they kept wiping them off in between. So, I felt reasonably safe. I was probably 10 feet from anybody when I was on stage, so no mask. Threw it right back on when I left it.
You ain't wearing any gloves, nothing. Just went up there, just raw dog.
Nah, I'm pretty good at just keeping my hands out of my face, and then I make sure I wash my hands as soon as I get to a sink. But yeah.
Well, you keep it on the stand too. I would imagine.
Could have.
Yeah. These are the things you start to think of afterwards. I don't know. Yeah.
No, a lot of people is like buy your own mic, just bring it places now.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot.
It's a smart move, but I'm probably not gonna do it.
You just like by then it's gonna be over. By the time I get this mic,
I mean, I think I got a mic somewhere. It's probably broken.
I have a whole PA system. I was like, I'm ready. I don't know where I'm going with it.
Dang. Set up shop.
I'm ready to set up shop anywhere, to be honest with you. It doesn't even matter. Like let's do it. I have a PA system, a mic stand, everything. I keep telling all my guests this. I'm just waiting for somebody to like, let's do it. Let's really do it.
Meet me at this corner.
Just like, the show's starting. Yeah, it worked back in the day. Why can't it work for us? Things have changed. So
it's true. Man. Yeah, they used to do like in like the park and whatnot. Just yelling.
Yeah.
Just straight up busking in order to get jokes out.
Exactly.
We're spoiled.
I don't know. Things come around full circle. I keep seeing these pictures on Facebook of people just in the park or like on the back of a truck or wherever, anywhere. They're just doing it anywhere. They don't care.
That's true. We have people doing it at drive-ins and whatnot.
Yeah. I wish we had more drive-ins here. I really do. I do.
I'm like, it's only been like 2 years that they like brought drive-ins back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't never did that.
I was in when I was in Florida. We filmed a like a short film in a drive-in, and that was cool because they were playing Black Panther. So I would get there at the end of the night and watch Black Panther again, over and over again for like a week. That was cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Molly's Game on the other screen. Never watched it until like recently. That's what's funny. Like it was there, and I'm like, yeah. And all week I could have watched it.
Yeah, but, Black Panther was happening.
Black Panther was happening, exactly. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. And thank you for doing the show tonight. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Everybody, please follow him on all the social media platforms if you remember what he said.
At Darryl _. It's a dumb thing I did to create that name and then never change it. But it's my name twice and an underscore.
Can't forget that though. Be honest with you.
You shouldn't.
Our musical guest tonight is Navelle Hice, straight out of Chester, PA. His latest album, Hope Man 3, is available on all streaming platforms.
All right, so we got our musical guest for this evening. I'm going to let him introduce himself for you guys and let him tell himself a little about himself to the viewers in the audience.
It's Navelle Hice, the Hope Man, Chester, Pennsylvania, currently residing in Atlanta, Georgia.
So, what made you make that move to Atlanta from Chester?
I came here pretty much for the opportunity. Like, I was traveling back and forth probably for like twice a month, just back to back. I would come here and I would do shows and I would see how the audience would start to grow with me. Like they would start picking up on knowing my song by heart when I'm performing it, singing it with me. And they used to show me like the things I would do on the weekend here would be way more than what I could accomplish from back home. Like I just felt like I reached the point where I did everything I could in my hometown. I pretty much burned myself out in that area. Like it was nothing else for me to do except for like growing the audience. So just taking that leap of faith, I quit my job. I came here just rolling the dice pretty much. And a few months later, became full-time artist, started my own company, and it's been a blessing ever since.
That's amazing. So tell us how you got so you used to be like a secular artist, so you transformed into a Christian artist or whatever over time. So tell us about that, how you came to Christ and your music changed that way.
Well, I really just looked at it like changing the message on my music. So I never really boxed it into any genre. Like, I can't say it's fully secular. I can't say it's fully Christian. But for the most part, I just looked at it like taking my music and just sharing what God did in my life, like sharing my blessings, sharing my trials and tribulations, just sharing my testimony pretty much through my music. And it came about, I grew up in a church, and when I moved to Atlanta, pretty much I was just trying to find my way. And that was like the one moment that God had me alone by myself, like no family, nobody around me, no influences, just me and myself and God. And so during that season, he just started speaking to me, and he just was guiding me as I was writing, like flowing through me. And ever since, pretty much, it's just been a crazy journey in a good way.
Yeah.
But my music is relatable to everybody. So it's like, I will go and perform in the churches, and then I'm turning around and I'm doing the same songs, the same performance at a hip hop festival or, open mic type venues, like these urban venues. So, I never really picked a lane for my music. I'm just putting it out there and letting it reach whoever, can connect with it.
So you just as far as you're concerned, like you just a lyricist. It don't matter. You can't box it. You know what I mean? It's just what you're, like you said, what you're writing is you, and that's it. You know what I mean? So it's
I never wrote a song to be like, oh, I want to get the top of the Christian charts with this song. Like every song that I wrote was literally where I was at in that present moment of my life and my emotions. Like everything that I write through is from life experiences. So. I never know who it's going to hit. Same people in the church that love it, the same person that's standing on the corner, come up to me with the same type respect and just put it out there.
So how long have you been in the game so far?
I've been doing music since like it started in 5th grade, man. I don't even remember what year that was, but I started taking it serious in 9th grade. So that was like around 2005.
Okay.
I started taking it serious throughout high school. Definitely professionally, I guess I could say since I moved here to Atlanta, like I was rapping back home, I was doing everything that I could do, but I was still working, I was still trying to find my way up. So when I became full time as an artist, strictly just worried about the music, the business, and everything that I need, I'd say about 5 years. It all started around 2015.
Okay. And so you obviously you grinding out. I mean, you're doing what you need to do. And I see you like you got the drip right now. You got you got your own apparel. Tell us more
Yes,
about
sir.
that. Yeah.
Fatherhood is priceless, man. I just launched the new clothing brand. It's called the Navelle Hice collection. We got plenty, everything from t-shirts, face masks, hats, uh, man, everything.
You got the mask.
Mugs.
You got the face mask. You did say that, right? You said the
Yeah,
face.
we got
Yeah.
face masks, everything. Y'all just launched the brand is NavelleHice.com/shop. And you could get all your apparel. I'm out here changing the narrative of fatherhood, man, young Black fathers. So you respect the brand, you want to support the brand, definitely come on over NavelleHice.com/shop. Get your t-shirts. We got stuff for the women. We got stuff for the whole family.
Dope. And so what singles you got out right now? What album you currently have?
My latest album, Hope Man 3. I put that out at the end of 2018. But I've been pushing, at least that. And the next year I did Sway in the Morning. So, I just basically just stayed patient instead of rushing to put out new music. I just let that album still rock out to this day. I kept it fresh with doing videos, dropping singles off of that album, just keeping it, relevant. But I'm looking to start moving into a new project now. The latest single I got out is World Going Crazy. That's available everywhere on all streaming outlets.
Okay, good. So how did you get on Sway? Like you just said you were on Sway in the Morning. That was from the album specifically, or is there like different like journey that got you there? Like let us know a little bit more about that.
Well, I did Sway in the Morning. What year was that? I was like 2000. I want to say 16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say 2006. No, that might have been 2000. Yeah, I think it was 2016. I went out to South by Southwest, and he do a live broadcasting every year.
Yeah.
So, just being out there, I remember I seen him posting it saying like, you get here early, you'll get a shot at performing on stage on the live broadcasting. So me and my homie, we went out there and jumped in the line like 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. And it's already a line out here, like line going around the corner. So the first year I went up there, I did my thing. I made it up on the stage. I rapped. Everything was cool. I didn't really make no connections, but I made the impression. So the second year, I had shows lined up at South by Southwest each of these years. So I would already be out there. So I would make my way over there. The second year I did it, my wife was 6 months pregnant. And so, I was there once again, like, this time making my presence known. Like I went up there and did what I did. He came to me after the show and, gave me my props. He told me like, I see what you're doing. He started following me on Instagram. So after that, I released a series called Sunday Samples, where every Sunday I would put out a new freestyle and video over, classic hip hop R&B samples. So I did that for 30 weeks straight, like new content, releasing it. I would send it off to him. He would check it out. He was rocking with it. And then 2019, last year, was my 3rd year out at South by Southwest. So this year I didn't have no shows lined up for the first time. Like my son was just born. He was 6 months at the time. So a week before South by Southwest, me and my wife was talking and we just rolled the dice, man. I'm like, I'm gonna fly out here, just to take my shot, just to take a shot and see what could happen, even though I don't got no other shows lined up. So if I didn't make it on the stage, because it was no guarantee that I could perform at the Sway show, So it was basically, definitely a leap of faith, because if I didn't make it up there, it would have been a wasted trip. So, we took the gamble. We got some flights. We went out there, waited in line. I made my way in the building. I got on stage again. At this time, my son is with me. He's 6 months at the time. Like, I'm already holding him on the side of the stage, and he used to the music. He's been around my recording process and all of that. So I go on stage and I do my whole performance while holding a baby. And after that, that's when he like, okay, this guy's serious. Like, he see my content, he see my work ethic, he see everything that I'm doing. And that's when he came to me after the event and told me, like, you invited to come up to the station whenever you in the area. So, we connected with the people we needed to, got in contact, and they just told me, we'll hit you up. And I could tell, by Sway, the type of person he is, like, I could tell he was a man of his word. So, I ain't have no doubts, like, oh, man, I got to blow them up. It was like, cool. The minute he told me that, I just stopped, sending emails, stopped hitting them up, because I'm like, he remember I made my mark at this point. Like, I planted the seed.
Yeah.
And then probably 6 months after that, like a random day, I just get an email. And this same day, I was telling my wife, like, hey, I think we should hit up the producer just to see, what's going on. It's been 6 months. I don't want them to forget about me. And the same day that I said that is the day that they randomly hit me up. And so they invited me up to the show. We just had to get things right with the dates, because he had to fly out and do interviews and go to different country. Like, he was on the move. So when we finally found a day that worked for the both of us, man, I remember man, going in there, I told everybody, like, my life not going to be the same after this day. So, everybody, are you ready? You ready? I'm like, all right. So we go in there, do my thing. I just blacked out on the mic. I think they released a video the following week. Then that's when after that, it was just over from there. It was like the first 3 days, 4 days, it was like 1 million views. First week, the second week, it was another million. The third week, it was like 500,000, and it just kept growing from that point. So it started spreading like wildfire. So I had some big things planned for this year, but of
That's what I was
course,
gonna ask you next because of COVID. You know what I mean? How you gonna make your moves now? Like, how's that work? You know what I mean?
I mean, I've been enjoying it, man. I've definitely been having time to spend with the family. My son, he growing, he about to be 2 years old, so he keeping me busy. But I just found some inspiration recently, man. Like, I definitely just been in family mode. I've been working, trying to get things up with the Navelle Hice collection brand. But I just been motivated. I don't know where it just randomly came with like a quick spark of motivation. Like, I feel like the game been missing me. Like, I feel like they need some hope right now. And so I definitely just been in the booth cooking up, man. So I got a dope project that's on the way. I haven't even announced it nowhere or nothing yet, but it's definitely coming like very soon. And it's gonna be big. It's gonna definitely be big.
You heard that he didn't officially announced it, but he announced it unofficially announced it. So that's So before I let you go, I want to make sure everybody knows where to find you on social media.
Oh, y'all can follow me everywhere at Navelle Hice. That's NAVELLEHICE. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Navelle Hice, the website, NavelleHice.com. Wherever you listen to music, search Navelle Hice. You'll find all my music, all my videos, YouTube, everywhere. Navelle Hice, man. I think I'm the only one that's out here.
No, you definitely are. I think the only one. That's why. But it's just funny because, like, sometimes people be having weird names on different media platforms. But it's good when it's the same thing the whole, the whole way through.
Word.
You you mind spitting something for us?
Yeah, let me see. I gotta get in my dark, man. It's been a little minute.
Yeah.
Got dust the rest off real quick. I got you. All right. All right. Let me see. What can I give him? All right, let me see. Look, Waste no time right off the rip like the jeans don't fit. You sleep on this, I beast on this, I feast on this. Smile and show my teeth on this. Feeling like AI with the sleeve on this. From the muscle, nothing weak on this. Been going strong every week on this. They can't sleep on this. Be on this, we on it. Rip denim like cheap garments. They know that we on list. No Craigslist, that's A-list. So many bars, my rap book don't got pages. They tell me this for the taking, so I take it. And it's like birthday parties. I've been doing this for ages. Statue of Liberty, I keep that flame. Back cooking for these cats like it's PF Chain. Got the city on my back and I keep back pains. I gotta drive with the seat back, man. Tell them we not playing. Can't stop, won't stop. Give me one shot. Got Jesus on my team like this is he got game. Any minute I dump tracks, they knowing it's not whack. Check my taxes. I even claimed that I got next. You know what I'm saying? Hope, man. Navelle Hice bars.
Well, there you look.
Album on the way.
Navelle Hice, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, man. Thank you for taking the time out to talk to me.
All right, so that was another one for the books, another Serg podcast. Until next week, you already know, live your life.